bay leaf, Worcestershire sauce, and bay leaf. This is a brown sauce, and it is stock. Powder stock. I don't have any stock made up. I drank my last stock, or broth. Garlic, onion, and there's a rosemary sprig here. Took off my plant. I'm going to set my timer for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and then I usually come out and I usually flip it over, or I cut it in half, or even I'll cut these 4 slices and then I'll flip it so that the inside pieces are down in that juice for the last little bit. So if I cook it maybe, I don't know, like you can cook it 40 minutes or whatever. And then this was not very big. It's probably not going to take as long as the other ones I had. So I don't know what I'll set it for. Maybe 35, 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And then I'll slice it. And then I'll take it and I'll turn it down so that like I say, the ends are in the juices there. And the onions and garlic will just fall where they may. A little bit of apple too. Doesn't hurt. Mom always said to put a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in with it to tenderize it, which I do sometimes. You don't even taste it if you just put a teaspoon in with it. That's the onion pieces on top, the little sprinkles I mean, and pepper. And cooking you'll have to decide for yourself, because I've just put it in at 350 until it's done. Sometimes people put it in 20 minutes at like 375 or 400 or 425 or 450. They put in high for like 20 minutes, then they turn it down and cook it slow. And then I know other people, and I've read other places, that people cook it slow and low, like 350, and then 20 minutes before it's done, they crank up the oven and they cook it really high for like the last 20 minutes. I've read it both ways. I've heard of people doing it both ways. High at the beginning, and then 350 for the rest of the time, or 350 and then crank it high. And I see it different ways, so it's just, I guess it's preference, whatever you care to do. That's a big roast. I cut the roast in half, but this one really spread out. So I've got it cut, and I'm shoving onions down in it. It's been cooking for about an hour. It's not done. So where I cut into it to check the middle, I'm shoving more onions down in there. That's garlic and onion. And onion. Tips of the onions are getting burned, but that's okay. And normal stuff, pepper and the flakes of onions, the garlic. There's chunks of garlic pressed down in all these crevices too. A little Worcestershire sauce, chicken broth, and I put some brown gravy kind of a mix in there for a little flavoring too. Put in my bay leaves. I'm going to add them now because it's not done anyways. And I'm going to put on, if I can get them out of here, can't get them out. I'll scoop these off afterwards. I'll eat them. I'll make sure those are oh, sorry, off the meat afterwards. Just for me. Coriander seeds. Yeah, I bumped my thumbnail too. I know, made a mess of it. That happens. Some dishes, and I'm munching on celery. Garlic, of course, too. I always chop up a clove of garlic. I added a little bit of chicken breast here. And see, everything doesn't fit on the sandwich. Anything that pushes out and stuff, I just take a fork along with me. And yeah, my fingers are usually a little yellow from the turmeric too. And there we go, see my thumb here. Where's my camera? You barely have to touch the turmeric. You just touch it to cut it up, and usually I get yellow on my fingers someplace. I don't know. Anyways, chicken, garlic, onion, kale, avocado. What'd I miss? Didn't go get the chives. Try to remember cut them, maybe put on my lunch. And I have vegetables and, oh, I don't know, beans or something. Let's see. Toast, little bit of butter, little bit of coconut oil, little bit of honey. Just a touch of each. Little bit. Turmeric, sliced turmeric. Little bit of sliced onion. I only have white onions right now, which is fine. I buy red onions, but having some white cooking onions is fine too, or green onions. I have chives growing outside too. I should cut some of my chives. I keep forgetting. I cut little chives and put them on here too. A little bit of celery leaf. I have celery in the fridge. Took a bit of leaf. And then this is kale. I'm going to put my kale leaves on there, just like lettuce. I use kale. And then I will slice up my avocado and put it on there. It's got lemon juice on it from being in the fridge overnight. I ate the other half yesterday. And of course my poached eggs. I'll slice up my poached eggs, put it on my bread. Makes a very thick and messy sandwich. That's okay because it's good. I just bought this cutting board. My cutting boards get used a lot. Tea. Rosemary. Where is it? There it is. Rosemary sprig. I put it inside of here. Sorry. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Nope, I can't do this. Okay, rosemary sprig. Now I haven't went out and bought new tea yet. I need new loose leaf tea. Now in here I put in with my loose leaf tea, which has very little now I have left. There's coriander seed, turmeric, ginger, bay leaf broken up. And what I'll do is I'll scoop some of that out and put it here. But I have more spices left now than well, there is some tea there too. Loose leaf tea there. But I have more spices left now than I have loose leaf tea. I have to get out to the store and get some. I'm not a big store person. Not thrilled about going out to the store all the time, but either go early morning or late night. Usually works the best. But anyways, I'll get out and get some. Get my piece of turmeric used before it started to go a little dark, but actually if I cut into it, it'll still be good in there and underneath. I'm not just going to throw it all away. My avocado. That's my garlic. Some kale. I'm poaching my eggs. And I'm very low on my ground tea at the moment. Look at that. I gotta go get some more. That's ground tea. With turmeric in there and sage and coriander seeds, anise, fenugreek. And I've got my avocado pit to grind up later. These grapes are so good. That's just the skin that's left. Poached eggs, black beans, a little bit of veggies. I got some carrots here. I'll have veggies at lunch. But I had veggies in with my chicken breast that I had cooked. So I got a few veggies here, but I'll wait till later to have more vegetables. A couple beans, radishes, cucumber of course. And then I got those little squirrels in there, so I gave them some of my apple, so I better eat up the rest of my apple. I got this tomato off my tomato plant out back, so I think I better get him ate too. That's the chicken breast that I cooked up while the oven was hot. I did up those. And then I put an onion in for the last little bit for me. So I like the onions roasted just a touch.